welcome on in.
May all the wishes and dreams come true.
Thank you for joining in with me today. As you see from the title of the video, we're going to go ahead and dive into this beautiful energy reading. Y'all, it's going to be a lengthy one. I can tell you that already. I will do my best to break it down in a way that makes the most sense, or that'll be the most feasible and not make this like 2 to 3 hours long. Okay? But just bear with me. This is what it is. I mean, you should already know, and looking at a year at a glance, it can be pretty lengthy, because especially the way that we like to do it over here, we be getting down and dirty. We be getting to the nitty gritty. You know what I mean? I like to give you in-depth, thorough clarification, if you will, and dissect it. Really get into the nitty gritty. But it will be, as you see, broken down into first quarterly, then monthly, and then you can even come back, because what I would like to do going forward, as you'll see as I go through kind of like the intro, if you will, and you can get a further understanding of what I mean. But you can come back as the months go by for the relative monthlies for each element. Okay, I'm gonna do it like that, because trying to do it by zodiac sign is just entirely too much. Like, this is even a lot. So far as I'm recording this voiceover, I've only made it through, I haven't even started the monthly clarifications, but I've only made it through the, what is this called? The first quarter. So yeah. Anyway, it is what it is, okay? And currently at the time of even filming this, happy holidays to those of you if you celebrated. I honestly truly don't anymore. Look, that's a message. 1244 is on the clock. Yeah, that's a message, and it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, once you open your eyes and really get out of the illusion and stop dreaming and figure out and find out what the truth really is behind all the mask or the BS that is the propaganda and agenda and all that's been fed to you, programmed into you for so long, you'll understand. And I feel like for those of you who are here, you got somewhat of a level of understanding, or you really wouldn't be here. I mean, unless you're just being nosy. But hey, and if you are being nosy, go find you something better to do and really research and just come to a whole level of understanding within yourself of what's really going on, what this life is really about, okay? Because that's the intention of this channel and what we're doing here. Anyways, I'm supposed to get all into that. But let's get into this, because I already know it's going to be, ooh, what is that, 323? And I thought I saw 222. So those might be important numbers. So I received this download on how Spirit wants me to present the, quote, 2026 year at a glance, end quote, reading. It will be broken down and dissected with a numerology message from and I'll try to remember to list all of my resources or what I use down below in the description box. So please check that for your reference if you so choose, okay? But anyway, the numerology message is going to be from the Numerology and the Divine Triangle by Faith Javane, I hope that's how you say her name, and Dusty Bunker. Then we'll go into the collective reading of what to expect or look forward to quarterly, but broken down monthly. The overall quarterly messages will be pulled from the Soul's Lesson Journey, I always mess that deck up. The Soul's Journey lesson cards, and the monthly energies will be pulled from Butterfly for Life Changes. Clarification of the monthly energies will come from Southeast Wildflowers playing cards deck, okay? And then later, as I mentioned already, I will utilize each monthly energy with its corresponding clarification to go into more detail per element: earth, air, fire, water, okay? May not be in that order, but it just depends on how I feel that month. Anyway, usually I try to put it out, like, depending on what season we're in, I try to put it out in that order. That makes sense. So you'll see, but it really don't matter. You'll get them, okay? And they generally all come out around the same time or same date anyways. But so I will go into more detail with the monthlies per element using the Light Seers Tarot, the Good Tarot, Earth Crafters Tarot, and then finishing with Spirit Animal Oracle for advice to grow on as the Zodiac monthlies for the year, okay? So, beginning with the numerology messages and downloads. 2026 is a number 10 or number 1 year. A cycle has definitely completed and or will be finalized within the year if it hasn't already. I feel more strongly that this is already complete for most and or it's 99% completed and only 1% remains, especially after coming out of 2025, which is a 9-year. And it's going back to the earth sign. This is what I put when I'm just reading exactly from what I channeled and wrote in getting into this, okay, y'all? So just bear with me. I said, and it's going back to the earth sign, and at this point my phone dings and it's 11:10 on the clock as I pick up my phone to see which reading it is that I reference. The pi and something being uploaded or downloaded at 99% complete, waiting on the final 1%. And at this point, it's 11:11 on the clock now, okay? It's actually going back to the air sign reading from the end of December 2025 titled, quote, "You lit, balanced in love, take your time, what's the rush," end quote. This video is worth going back and listening to or watching. Honestly, all of them at this time, because at first I thought it was the earth sign video, and then I thought it was the water sign video. Number 10 from the major arcana brings the energy of the Wheel of Fortune, which is heavy fire, in parentheses I have sage, and Jupiterian energies. This is the card or energy of, quote, fortune, end quote, as the card or title says. It signifies that destiny is on your side. The wheel of time is turning in your favor. You may be embarking on a new journey, whether literal, metaphorical, or spiritual. It can be even mentally, emotionally, physically, or spiritually, etc. You may have just completed one part or phase and are leveling up in a way and, in quote, expanding, end quote, with Jupiter's help to reach a higher level of abundance or prosperity or fortune in whatever and or however that looks like or plays out in your life. Thus, lending to the number 1 or even number 11, because remember, this is a 10-year, and of course, you then go on to the 11, right? And even in that, I didn't write this, but I do remember when I did write even the potentially 11, that going back to the 10-year, like I was even getting the energy, especially when I said mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, like all the suits. And it was bringing me the 10 and all the suits, which is powerful because as we're about to get into the cards and what came out, like I feel like all of the 10s we shall see at some point. You know what I mean? So like that's what it was bringing me. So that in and of itself signifies, like I said, a wrap up or completion of a cycle, and then you're moving on into the pages, or in the particular card deck, it's a knave, which is a combination of a knight and pages, right? But still, it's another level. You're moving into like your courtship energy in cards. And even with the page energy, they generally represent my 11s, right? And it's a different level. You have kind of graduated and matured in a way. I generally equate it to like graduate for those of who have whether or not you have a graduation, honestly, but like moving from like middle school to high school in a way. You know what I'm saying? Like you still young, you still I even heard naive. You know, you don't know it all. You're still learning, right? And even if it's not like little school, which I feel like I reference here in a moment, but it's like it's just life. Life is school of hard knocks is what I hear, but it's the lessons of life. You know what I'm saying? And learning about yourself, which is what this thing is all about. So yeah, so it has something to do with that. But you have or will be going through it in all aspects, all facets, because that's how you become a well-rounded, holistic self, right? All right. Anyways, so this lending to the number 1 or even number 11, which is all about a new beginning. Starting fresh with Aries and Mars energies, which is, in parentheses, I have more fire. Someone is becoming more passionate and or finding a newfound passion for something or someone new. Number 1 in Major Arcana brings that full or Aries or Mars energy of passion, excitement, and even being childlike and carefree and ready to embark on this new journey and new energy, or even with new energy is what I should have added. but I keep hearing, quote, refresher, end quote, and, quote, breath of fresh air, end quote. Someone may be drinking a refresher. I feel like you are the refresher. You are very, you are new, different, and I'm hearing, quote, bold, end quote, assertive, end quote. I'm also hearing, quote, I got a new attitude, end quote. Someone may also be taking a refresher course or courses, especially if you've been out of, and I have the industry in quotes, or wherever you were previously, even years ago. I'm getting even a decade ago. So, and it was funny. Let me go back because I cannot, they won't let me just brush over why I put the industry in quotes. And like, because that could, y'all know, anything is an industry, I feel like. And even, let me look what that word means. Where is my phone? Hold on, y'all. Oh my gosh, y'all. When I tell y'all I'm tapped in, I am so tapped in, and this is crazy. So I paused it at 11:55. For one, that is 111, right? You can break it down, dissect it however you want. You got the 11 at the beginning, and then with the 2 5s, you got the 10 at the end. Even the 2 5 signifies that change, right? That transformation, that movement, the growth even. When I first opened my phone, the last thing that I looked up or researched was Europa. Y'all go back and look it up for yourself. But basically, it came from actually one of the readings. I need to go back and see which one that was. I know it was in whatever deck I was using. I want to say, no, it was not the Earth Factor. I got to go back and find that reading because I know that's significant. Because even when she said it came from a reading that I was listening to from Truly Divinely Sent, I believe. And I'll try to look up the title for that because I know that's going to be important. Matter of fact, I think I sent it to myself. But anyway, she was talking about Europa, and that's the crazy part about it is that I had just, whatever reading that I'm going to link, I have to find and link. I was talking about that and getting that download from the card that I was using. It was on a bottle of wine. And I feel like that may have been y'all, I gotta find it. Hold on, give me a second. Okay, y'all, so I paused at that time at 13:23, so that may be a number for somebody. Listen, I wasn't trying to take too much time because it's already, I'm just not trying to take too much time. But I said it was Truly Divinely Sent, but it's actually her other channel, I'm Divinely Faceted, right? And the video where she referred to or was talking about Europa is titled, You Are Sitting Pretty with a Beautiful Glow and Everyone Sees It. And she posted this, or it was published on November 2nd, 2025. November 2nd may be a date, important date for somebody's birthday, whatever. Or you may want to, something happened on that day or something during that season. You may want to go back and check that out. Anyway, I couldn't find a specific video where I referenced Europa, but I did find the card, and I'll try to insert it if I can remember. It came from, I feel like it was the New Moon and Sage. That's what they calling me to, but I didn't want to have to go through, listen through all of that to see if that's why I referenced it. If not, because that's really when I generally use this deck. But either way it goes, it comes from, this is so powerful, it comes from the Jupiter card, the number 23, first of all. That may be somebody's birthday, 2, 3, 5, again, may be important for somebody. And then Jupiter in and of itself, which is what we're talking about, what we, and we got to get into it a little bit further, but it is the Jupiterian card and the energy of abundance. Powerful, y'all, powerful. But anyway, and speaking of Europa though, that is one of Jupiter's moons. And it's powerful because it also, I didn't even realize that when I was channeling, getting the downloads and stuff that I was getting with this card and whatever reading it is. And it makes hell of a lot of sense. I just thought it might have had to do with Europe, as the country, or even if it's a brand of wine, I don't know. But in a way it does. That's why I say go look it up and see. Because what I'm Divinely Faceted was saying is the fact that, she believed, I guess from the research she had done, that Europa was originally a goddess, and like an African goddess. And that's how Europe got its name. And in a way, it definitely is true. Because if you look it up, of course, some things, when I was doing my research, you already know they try to just be mindful of what you're researching, because not everything is completely factual, even from Google, y'all, because they don't scrub and try to erase what's the true history to paint a false narrative or picture of what, however they want it to be perceived. Like I was just saying, how, even really when I was saying about the whole holidays and all of that, that's why I don't get down with them at all. But anyway, either way it goes, like, the energy, of course, that's where even the country Europe comes from. It's powerful, definitely powerful. But yeah, so that's big. So I don't even know why I went. Oh, that's why I went on that tangent. I went on that tangent because they wanted me to connect the Jupiterian energy of abundance, which is the card it came from, in the Star Coast Astro deck, as it's connected here in this reading, as you can see, with all this sage energy and all of that, right? Even speaking of the Wheel of Fortune and the Jupiter energy already. Okay. All right, so that's all I needed my phone for. Jeez, that took a little minute. Let me go on and start this timer over, and then we're going to get into the rest of this. Okay, so where was I even? Okay, so someone may also be taking refresher courses, especially if you've been out of the industry. Oh, that's what I was looking at. Thank you. Okay, looking up the meaning of industry. It says economic activity concerned with the processing of raw materials and manufacture of goods in factories. And it said hard work. It says a group of companies or businesses that produce similar goods or provide similar services. And then I was drawn to say, what are the 4 types of industry? Primary, it says extracting raw materials. Secondary, manufacturing goods. Tertiary, providing services. And quaternary, knowledge and information services like IT, R&D, and education. I have no idea what R&D means, but hey, those of you that know, you might want to put it in there. And then let me see, it gives examples. Oh, there you go, research and development. So it gives examples of each one. I don't know why I'm going so deep in this, but I know it may have some, it has something to do with what we're talking about. The primary industry examples are farming, fishing, forestry, mining, oil, and gas extraction. Secondary examples are car manufacturing, textile production, food processing, and construction. Tertiary examples are retail, banking, healthcare. Yes, that comes up. Yeah. Healthcare, entertainment, hospitality, transportation. And quaternary industry examples are, like I said, IT, which is information technology, research and development, consulting, education, software development, okay? And then something else I was just drawn to, it says, the synonym. Some common synonyms of industry are business, commerce, trade, and traffic, okay? All right. But yeah, so, and even the reason that I even put that in quotes is because, like, especially in what we're talking about, more so with like the music industry, but it can be anything, because even the entertainment industry, right? It's a whole, I just heard a joke, but it can be a whole like facade. You know what I'm saying? Like, anyway, so just be mindful though, because it don't even matter. But I feel like, and that's why they had me get a download about how I feel even about the holidays and shit, like getting beyond that, even if you are going back into any of the realms that I said in regards to what the primary, secondary, tertiary, and quaternary examples were or are, whatever your quote unquote industry may be. Because again, I even mentioned that some of you may even be coming out of that. That may be what's completing for real. Like you realizing, coming into the knowledge, awareness, insight, and all of that, and understanding of all that shit is bogus. Like it really is. And so you may be focusing more on yourself, learning of yourself. Like I said, what life really is about for you, the lessons that you have gained, even from being in that industry, right? And applying it to yourself if you are going into business or entrepreneurship for yourself, whatever the case may be, or even moving into a different type of industry, right? Okay. All right. Yeah, they weren't about to let me skate over there. So anyway, so it says, someone may also be taking refresher courses, especially if you've been out of the quote-unquote industry or wherever you were previously, even years ago. I'm getting even a decade ago. So the messages from the book come on pages 149 to 151 for number 10 and or 1. And so the numbers with those page numbers, the numbers 5, 6, 7 may be significant or important. And at this time, it was 11:33 on the clock on my phone. And so that may be important for someone, okay? So let me read to you real quick what the messages are from the book, beginning on page 149. So this part, because I already got that much battery left. Okay, so 10 or 1 as a personal number vibration. If you embrace the philosophy of reincarnation, you will recognize that you are an old soul who has lived many lives of both high and low degree and who has learned how transitory the things of the earth are. You have a talent for influencing and bringing people together, and you are a power person who has a special spiritual mission in the world. Your word is power and your presence peace. Oh my God. That's part of the download as we're going to get into, or, the further messages. Anyway, therefore, your mission could be to, because y'all, I didn't read any of this. I didn't read, this is, as I'm reading it to you, is the first time that I'm even reading it. You know what I'm saying? Even, what I need to say. Basically, this is the first time I'm reading it. And I've already, like I said, what I just gave you, the downloads that I just gave you before you started reading this, that's what the Spirit gave me, right? Without even reading this book. And even I started I told you I did the first part of the first quarter of the reading, the spread, even before reading any of this. But you're going to see as we get into the notes that I took in regards to the spread, what they had to say, It's just confirmation, that's all. I love how it aligns. So anyway, therefore, your mission could be to establish peace and fellowship among the races and peoples of the world. Your clear thinking and comprehension help you to grasp and to use any situation to advantage. Leadership positions are open to you because of your obvious control and mastery. Your productive talents constantly revivify, is that a word? Those around you. Revivify. Revivify. Anyway, with a 10, luck, success, honor, and material rewards are yours, for you easily attract and acquire those things that others struggle for so desperately. Complete attainment and realization are possible because you are in touch with your superconscious. Although you may describe this as a deep inner feeling, as oh my God, because you're about to see what I was saying. Oh my gosh, for is the first overall header for the quarter is trust, and it talks about that. Okay. The inner voice, and basically your knowing. So these treasures, you understand other people's feelings and needs, and you have faith and confidence in yourself. These treasures are brought over from past life experiences, or if you prefer, they are the capitalization of past experiences in this lifetime. That's what I'm saying, the mastery of such, right? You learned some kind of level, you completed a cycle, and now you're leveling up to something and someone new and improved. So I got a new attitude. Anyways, your wise use of previous experience means that your influence will be wide and pronounced. You take one step at a time and keep your mind on the goals you have set. The gradual turning of the wheel assures your progress, so your plans are likely to succeed. Definitely that. If you are a negative 10, you may be fixed, stubborn, and opinionated. You are inclined to overdo and exaggerate your needs and desires. You may not realize your latent abilities until you are spiritually awakened. Oh my God, that's what's going on, y'all. Because we got spiritual growth that came out as one of the bottom of the decks, as you got to see in the month ahead, okay? One of the months ahead. I believe it may be in February, I don't know. Anyway, you may not realize your latent abilities until you are spiritually awakened. Once you are awakened, however, your influence knows no limits. Your power for good is phenomenal. So 10 or 1 as temporary vibration. Synonyms are, or what it stands for, are intuition, fortune, luck, a turn for the better. What I tell you about that wheel energy, and that's basically what it's getting into, as you got to see. What you have been waiting for may now be yours. The culmination of a series of events brings success and material accomplishment. You could call this cycle a turn for the better, the start of something new. The innovative ideas and fresh beginnings you are experiencing now are really an expression of the law of cause and effect. Events that appear accidental or mere chance result from efforts you have already expended. This is an initiation period in which you may be required to stand alone and make decisions. Oh my gosh. Base your decisions upon precise and definite facts. Then rely upon your intuition, which is based upon reason. Then you will know what to do. You can settle differences with previous enemies because of your clear comprehension of the situation and its problems. Events now reveal your understanding of the circumstances in your life. If you have worked hard and efficiently, you can expect to receive your just reward. Progress, improvement, and advancement are yours. You may be awarded a special position you have been vying for, win the lottery, or inherit a large sum of money, which will help you start a new life. Realize that any of these experiences are the product of your own efforts. If failure, oh my gosh, if failure and loss plague you, I say oh my gosh because during pre-shuffle when I was trying to get the overarching energies for the quarters, that came out, and I put it back. That came out with I want to say guilt, and even I feel like guilt tried to come back out again, and it was something else. Denial, which is out here. Um, Doubt, which again, it was one of those ones that you gonna see in the notes as I finish these messages. But it was one that tried to come out early on, and then I put it back. But it's out here. And and that's funny because I'm laughing because it goes back to the beginning one, which is trust. And they was like, yeah, you should have trusted me from the beginning because it was meant to be out, because I like to take them. I want them to fall completely out of the stack. You know what I'm saying? Basically like fall into my lap so I know it's real. But when those ones were trying to come out, like sometimes when we shuffle, it kind of gets stuck, or not really stuck, but like they don't want it, they in spirit don't want it to go back in the deck because it's meant to be seen or be out there, right? But for me, sometimes if it doesn't if I'm not feeling it, or if it don't completely fall out in my lap, I don't take it. I may look at it to see, what it is, because there is a message in there, right? For it to bring that energy that it brings. Anyway, that's pretty funny because they were like, I told you, like you should just trust me, like this is what it is. Anyway, if failure and loss plague you, then understand that every circumstance in life is the result of the prior use of your energies. Decide now to begin. And that's funny because it was 12:21 as I had to clear my throat. Decide now to begin to work and plan wisely so that you can gain mastery over your future. The wheel of fortune keeps turning, and the next rotation can bring exactly what you want if you begin now. That's what they tell you. The time is now. It's an auspicious time. So, tarot symbolism. Key 10, the Wheel of Fortune. The symbol corresponding to this card is the closed hand, indicating mental comprehension. To grasp is to own, and to grasp your place in the world is to grasp what and who you really are. Let me read that again. Stumble over there, honey. To grasp is to own, and to grasp your place in the world is to grasp what and who you really are. Therefore, you never suffer material deprivation, and that's crazy because that's part of the messages we're about to see. The number 10 begins a new cycle, a repetition of the one. Rotation and cyclicity. Geez, where these words coming from? Rotation and cyclicity is italicized. Are the key words for the Wheel of Fortune. All is in the process of becoming. Change is the only constant. That's them fives, right? So in due time, all things come to pass. The bull, the lion, the eagle, and the man represent the four fixed signs of the zodiac. Taurus, Leo, Scorpio. The eagle is a symbol for the higher side of Scorpio. Wow, I didn't know that. I always attribute it to air sign, but hey. And Aquarius. The books that they hold represent the wisdom of the ages. And this they're dissecting the traditional Rider-Waite Wheel of Fortune card, okay? Just so you know for reference. So the books they hold represent the wisdom of the ages. They indicate the laws of the universe, which are immutable, fixed, and cannot be changed. The wavy serpent symbolizes the descent of the life force into manifestation. The jackal-headed, what is that? Hermanubis, an Egyptian god Thoth, also a race of jackal-headed men, shows evolution of form. That's in parentheses, by the way. So the jackal-headed Hermanubis And in parentheses, they have an Egyptian god Thoth, also a race of jackal-headed men, in parentheses, shows evolution of form, while the human body and animal head indicate that man has not evolved beyond the intellectual level. His ears above the horizon of the wheel show that man's interior hearing or intuition allows him to rise to a higher level, and that's why they saying the first one out is trust. Trust your inner voice. Trust yourself and your intuition. Trust the divine and the guidance that it brings to you. So the Sphinx depicts the developed human being to which we aspire. The woman's head and breast, coupled with the lion's body, show the soul and dominion over the body in perfect harmony. Oh my God, because that comes out with, it's at the bottom of the deck somewhere. We're going to get to it. Of the overall energy, the soul's journey, from the soul's journey deck. We're going to get to it. So the woman's head and breast, coupled with the lion's body, show the soul and dominion over the body in perfect harmony, hence exemplifying the union of male and female powers, yin and yang. You know what I'm saying? So astrological correspondence, Jupiter, and in parentheses they have and Mars, which is about to come up so heavy. And I feel like I referenced it already with the Aries, Mars energy and all that. When we work with the astrological correspondence of the double numbers, we take the number on the right and see it work through the number on the left. Here we have the God power 0 working through Mars 1 to bring about new starts and a change in fortune. The Jupiter influence from key 10, the Wheel of Fortune, gives us the faith and optimism that our new beginning will ultimately bring generous rewards, and it's guaranteed. That's why they had me go back and get that Europa referenced 23, Jupiter and abundance energy. And Jupiter is the energy of expansion and abundance anyway, as the card says, right? All right. Once we have completed the basic 1 through 9 cycle, every subsequent digit merely represents one of the original 9. Therefore, we can see why 10 is considered a new start. With the 9, we have finished a complete cycle, and in 10, we have the promise that God power within us never ceases, but merely changes form, and that the new form still contains the life spark, Mars, which is why I was getting all of that, what I was getting, y'all. That's crazy. I mean, no coincidence, and I love it. And when I say that's crazy, y'all should know by now. I'm just saying it's wowing. It's amazing. It's exhilarating, even the power, the excitement of God, divinity, essence that in spirit that shows up and just gives signs of synchronicities and confirmation. So, carrying on. So, as we get into the spread, like I said, quarterly is broken down with the soul's journey deck. And y'all, I started out like I had to make so many corrections because I started out, again, I said this is quarterly, right? But when I first started, I put January through April. And then I did May through August, and I was getting ready to do September through, and I was like, hey, that ain't right. Like, that's not quarterly. So anyway, so I had to make the corrections of the months and all of that. So it may be something about that. Like, it may be happening. That's probably why they had me break down the industry in primary, secondary, tertiary, but, quaternary, because it may be tertiary. The breakdown, it may happen like that for you. And as I be saying all the time anyway, there is overlap, okay? So it may not be as linear as it comes out, right? Some of you may even have, like when I say carryover, like the energy from January may carry over into February, like everybody on a different timeline. And until you address the situation and really close out that cycle, like they said, it's basically going to continue to repeat until it's done, until you have learned that lesson and leveled up and move on. Okay, I stopped that last clip at 1910. I'm telling you, 191 might be important for somebody, and again, that's just in ones, right? Crazy. Okay, so anyway, for the first quarter, the overall energy that you got, or that we got, to be honest, is trust. And by first quarter, I mean from January to March, okay? Trust says, I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. And that's what I was saying. They basically want you to trust your instincts, your intuition, trust yourself, your higher guidance, your inner voice, of course, and the divine. I'm always drawn to these blue birds on here. Bluebird may be a spirit guide totem for you. I even got, listen, I was about to say spirit. Yes, but I even got pigeon when I first pulled this out. I'm always drawn to them, and I feel like they are, how many? 9, 2, 4, 6, yeah, 9. That may be her life path number for somebody. But anyway, that 9 is the energy of individualism or even nearing completion, right? As they just said in the book. It even brings me Virgo energy. So this may be specific for you, Virgo. Whatever. I don't know. You may have Virgo heavily aspected in your chart or may be dealing with one, okay? Even the blue brings me the throat chakra. And as I talk about your inner voice, it's like speak up, right? Or even be quiet enough to listen, okay? So you can even hear the guidance. But you are connected and trust your connection to the divine as we're all touching. Wings expanded. You are expanding in that Jupiterian energy. And get ready to fly high. Fly, 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 you can hit me, I fly. I know I'm super fly. I know I'm super fly, yeah. So watch me fly. Anyway, that's coming through. So then for April to June, we got denial, and it says, I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness. This is beautiful. This always brings me like a stained glass type of mandala. It brings me like Moroccan or even Moors vibe. Yeah, something even about the root chakra. Something even about like you may have been denied something on a basic level, something about your foundation, or even with your family, or having this family, or something like that, because there is an underlying fear, whatever that may be, and that's something you got to check within your, for yourself. But as the card says, the growth, especially the spiritual growth, is coming into the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding and insight that there is no reason to have fear. Like, have no fear at all. Because the divine is here. Like, you can have whatever you like. It's all in your mindset. So I feel I'm interested to get into the second quarter, to be honest, to even see what comes out from even the butterfly flight changes and all of that, to see, why this came out. Because I promise you, when the failure and the guilt and all that was trying to come out, I was like, oh hell no, like we ain't getting into this. Because I started off all good with trust. And I feel like that's really what it is. Because even as I was shuffling and those cards were coming through, and I was like, no, I don't want any of this out here. That's how somebody's gonna be for real. Like when the test comes, I even heard trial. Somebody may be going under trial or going through a trial, like literally a court, case or whatever. Like, are you going to maintain the faith and trust that all is going to work out in your favor, no matter what it may look, seem, or feel like in the moment? Because it's going to be really, literally a test of your faith. And can you still withstand and maintain a balanced, peaceful state of mind, knowing that the wheel of time is turning in your favor? They tell it it's guaranteed. They basically telling you success is guaranteed. It's really where you're going to be on the end of the spectrum. Are you going to be in the low? Because they told you everything has polarities. We know this. But it's up to you to choose where you can't be on the fence. You know what I'm saying? Which side you going to be on? Because you really can't. Oh my God, that's a newfound interpretation or download in regards to that. You really can't ever be on the fence in whatever the situation, whatever we're talking about, because you either going to be high vibrational or low vibrational. It can't be both. Like, you can't be happy and sad at the same damn time. Like, try it. You really can't. Like, you really cannot. And that's powerful, because at the bottom of the deck, as we're going to get into in a moment, is humor. And like, I feel like that's what you coming into the realization of, those who are leveling up and growing and ascending and transcending through whatever trial and tribulation, whether it's literal, metaphorical or spiritual. You realize, like, you just got to laugh all the shit off, no matter what lesson, what test you may find yourself in the moment, especially if it's a little bit lower. You got to laugh your way through it, because you like, I see you little devil. I see you trying to get me to stoop down to your level, but that ain't gonna happen. I got bigger, better, greater things ahead, in store, and that's what I'm doing this for. Real talk, bars. 6:06 as I looked at the time. All right, so yeah. So moving on into the third quarter, July through September, and we have empathy. It says, I am opening to seeing both sides of the situation. And that's what I'm saying. Everything has polarities. Everything has highs and lows. You gotta take it all as it is. You know what I'm saying? But understand that, like, you still get to choose which side you gonna be on, which mindset are you gonna be in. Okay, positive or negative. And with empathy, like, you feel for the next one, even if it's not you necessarily experiencing the lower vibrational aspect of whatever the situation, whatever we talking about here. It really don't matter what the thing is. The energy is always going to be the same. Like, are you going to have care and compassion for, and especially if it is you, but yourself, or even whoever else is going through that? Because, like, I heard, don't judge lest you be judged, and you can't, don't cast that stone, because it's gonna come right back at you. For real, you get what you give. And so, like, understand, you don't laugh at the next one's situation or even downfall, because you will find yourself in that very thing or worse. I'm telling you, that's how it works. And then, because they really are just a reflection of you anyway. So you could have already been there, and then if you plaguing on them, or, like, you harping on, trying to pick or judge their situation, that same cycle that you thought you made it out of, or like you can snub your nose up to, you can find your ass right back in there, like, real talk. Okay, moving on. Oh, this always brings me that quantum care and compassion energy, by the way. So some of you may want to work with, like, rose quartz or, like, mauve, the pinks, the basically get into your heart chakra. Okay, all right. And then moving into the fourth quarter, which is October through December, we have doubt. It says, I release the need to know all the answers. This, I don't know why this brings me, it definitely brings me earth energy, I guess the green, but I was getting heavy Taurus, because I love this beautiful piece, the monocle in it, but it's like, it's so rigid. You know what I mean? Like, be flexible, be flow, like, go with the flow. And then they say something about them fixed signs anyway, and Taurus is one of them, which is the earth fixed sign. So, like, I guess that's what I'm getting. But, and then it's something about, like I'm hearing morals and traditions. Like, it's unmoving. It don't want to change, really. And those fixed signs, all of them, Scorpio, Aqua, and Leo included, they don't really care for change. They're fixed. They're unmoved. What they say, immutable. So, like, I don't know, something about that. And maybe that's even for my Virgos. Speaking of, since I got Virgo out of the trust, we tend to want to know. We want to know every little detail. Sometimes it ain't for you to really know. It's for you to be wild and find out. I heard fuck around and find out, but in a good way, for real, for real. And they got a great sense of humor as we're getting into the bottom of the deck. Okay, from the headers here, 9:39. I just saw on the time. So, humor says, I choose to focus on the lighter side of life. And that's what I'm saying. Be peaceful, be joyous, just stay balanced. Y'all don't let it, man, that's the, what is that? Shrug your shoulders. Literally, somebody may need to shrug your shoulders, get rid of some of that tension. But, like, just brush your shoulders off. How that song goes? Oh, man. Dust your shoulders off. I'm here to live. First, you don't see, dust yourself off and try again. But it's something else. And then I heard, bring it back. It's the other one. Oh my gosh, I just lost it. Anyway, but be light and bright, y'all. Just, find the joy in the humor, whatever it may be that you may be going through. And I told you, here go guilt. It says, I release any beliefs that no longer assist in my soul's growth. And I'm telling you, that's what it's about for many of you, is that spiritual growth. I told you it was trying to come out, and I put it back. Yeah, I almost forgot. That this was at the bottom. I don't know why, because it's right here in my notes. Oh, wait. Let me go back. I'm getting ahead of myself. So, like, under the fourth quarter, the doubt, right? When it came out, I said, I have a star or asterisk, and I said it wanted to flip out in reverse. It also showed itself around the second quarter, but it didn't fall all the way out. And I put it back and said, if it's meant to be in this reading, that it will be revealed clearly. Like I said, I told y'all I like for it to fall literally in my lap. And so it came out, like, for real, for real. So then now I'm getting into finishing the bottom of the deck. So guilt says, I release any beliefs that no longer assist in my soul's growth. And with this card, I can't help but get, because it's like a, what do you call it? I heard whirlwind, but it's like the spiral, you know what I'm saying? It keeps going and going and going. So it's like something you may have been round and round, plaguing your own self with this self-doubt, as we saw doubt, the shame, blame, and guilt and all of that, and it's like, man, why? Now you hopefully coming to the realization, like, just laugh the shit off, brush your shoulders off. What is that song? Anyway, and here we go. Here go the balance when I said peace. Because look, balance is next, and it says, I bring a state, when I was writing this, I wrote, I bring a state of perfect peace. And in parentheses, I have, speaking of peace, as you see, the card clearly says harmony, but I wrote peace. It says, I wrote this without or before looking at the card. Okay. So the card itself, though, really says, I bring a state of perfect harmony into my world. And I do so without judgment. But that brings me back to the book when it said whatever it said in regards to peace. That's why I said, oh my God. Because I knew that's why I wrote it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know at the time why I wrote it, but I always know that there's a reason if I don't. I tell y'all all the time, I don't believe in slippages of the tongue and things happening, especially when I'm journaling. Like, everything is a sign. Okay. And then finally, we end on adversity. I accept that challenges are the best way to learn, and that's what this thing is all about. Because you're on a spiritual journey, and you're growing and prayerfully learning along the way about yourself. And I feel like this is you at a peak. You know what I'm saying? You reaching the summit, and like I said, you getting ready to level up, and you're gonna receive the abundance therein from even withstanding trial and tribulation that you've been through. And it was something that bringing me back to the doubt. That looks like an eye, and it also brings me the sun. With me saying that it gives me like Taurus energy. Somebody's sun sign may be in Taurus, or something significant may be coming through during Taurus season. And even this adversity is giving me the eye, Of course, like the mountain and like the challenges and even achievements come, like I said, the rewards, because Jupiterian is that, like, and even Saturn energy is coming through. That is Big Daddy. They both are in a way. Saturn is really Big Daddy boss type of energy, and that comes from withstanding. I heard long lived, or something that may have taken quite a bit of time to get through, quite honestly, right? But the reward is that much greater, and it's long lasting. I even heard everlasting. So yeah, okay. All right, now, so let's go on and get into the first quarter. Like I said, that's all I've even been able to get through. And then I'm going to have to do probably a whole nother video, to be honest, and get through the rest of the quarters. But beginning with this trust. Remember, it says, I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. And getting into January, okay, we have, for the Butterfly for Life Changes deck, we have leaving in relationship dynamics. And y'all, when this came out, I was like, man, okay. I mean, it speaks for itself. I don't even really gotta say much about it. I didn't even write much about it. It is what it is, like, for real. Somebody's leaving some type of relationship dynamic, and y'all don't, it is what it is. Whether it's friend, family, or otherwise, you apply it where it lies, okay? Because it could be a work situation, relationship. It could even be a romantic relationship. It could be a friend. Okay. And I hope you are leaving that bullshit, because like you see the real about someone, something, whatever situation it is. Okay. These butterfly wings both are opened up and ready to fly, and I'm hearing Mariah Carey. I told y'all even about the birds on this trust. Spread your wings and prepare to fly. For you have turned to a butterfly. Ooh, fly across the, what is it? Sky into the sun. Is that what she's saying? Let me see what the lyrics talking about. Hold on. Okay, I paused it at 1604. Somebody's name may be Mariah. Last name may be Carey. I'm even hearing Jim Carrey. That may be somebody's favorite actor. Somebody's name may be Jim. Anyways, this was produced in 1997. That's crazy. Somebody may be born in 97. Okay. Something about that year may be significant. So it says, when you love someone so deeply, they become your life. It's easy to succumb to overwhelming fears inside. Blindly, I imagine I could keep you under glass. Now I understand, to hold you, I must open up my hands and watch you rise. Wow, y'all. That's deep. And as we go back, I ain't even finished. That's just the first part. But like, that's what's going on in this relationship. Somebody is seeing that, because as we're going to get into the clarifiers, they just tell me to go on into them. We got the Nine of Swords. Mind you, these clarifiers are coming from the Southeast Wildflowers card deck. So we got the Nine of Swords, which is the common blue violet, the Two of Hearts or Cups, which is the gopher weed, and the Nine of Wands, which is the azure blue. I'm going to get to the messages that I have in regards to these specifically, but like, that's what's going on with these clarifying that, because somebody is stressed. The Nine of Swords is all about that stress, anxiety, sleepless nights, you know what I'm saying? Just overthinking, overanalyzing. Can be Gemini, heavy is generally what I get. Even Virgo, for me to say, because this Mercurially ruled, right? It's all about the mind, the mental. But could even be another air sign, Libra, or even Aquarius, regardless of who it is or what it has to do with, because it could be anybody, right? Especially with the cups and wands here, and these are general readings. But they're stressed, you know what I'm saying? They really, whether this is you or whoever, somebody has been really overanalyzing and thinking, really chewing on, marinating on what to do, because the two is about a decision. And I say, the Two of Cups itself is talking about a relationship, whatever. It's doubly clarifying the relationship dynamic, whatever it may be, in whatever way it may be. And even these two nines, that's powerful, because I just told y'all the nine energy is referring to, it can refer to the self. So somebody is really thinking about what is best for me in this situation. And they even may be looking at you as this warrior. Like, you done came through a lot. You done made it through maybe even anxiety and depression that could potentially come with the Nine of Swords. You done fought your way through whatever this may be in order to be in your solo dome energy. I saw a meme that said, it was beautiful. It said, solitude is the fortress that they can't invade. Yeah, solitude is her fortress, some kind of way like that they cannot invade. And that's powerful. Nobody is getting it today. You have put up with the Nine of Wands, this armor of protection. You know what I'm saying? Blocking any and everything negative and low vibrational that you didn't already have to fight and claw your way out of. You know what I mean? But they see you. What I'm getting to is, whoever this is sees you as just that. You done metamorph. You done transform into this beautiful butterfly with the blue. You may be the color blue again. Maybe your favorite color, especially with this common blue violet and the azure bluette, right? Let me go ahead and get into these messages since we already in it as far as the clarifiers go. So I said someone's favorite color can be blue or violet, or any shade of the two. Blue or violet may even be someone's name, or the person weighing heavy on someone's mind, or who's leaving, changing, or being left, right? This may be who has to make the decision, This may be who has to make the decision, or of whom the decision is being made. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Okay, 2026. I told y'all, this day that may be a number for somebody, but and that's the year we're talking about. Oh my God, that is powerful. Wow. This is it, y'all. That is confirmation if I've ever seen it. But yeah, so but I told y'all, like, that can be lengthy, so just bear with me, okay? I can't help what message spirit be giving. So then the Two of Cups or gopher weed and the Nine of Wands comes out, and they came out together, and I said definitely has to do with a relationship. Going to the Two of Cups, whether friend, family, or otherwise. Someone's name can be Azure, last name may be Bluette, and then I'll get into the current bottom of the decks in just a minute when I get there. But let me finish these lyrics, okay? Jesus, this is crazy. Oh, here it go. I just look back at my notes, and the current, when the header, the leaving and relationship dynamic came out, the current vibe are decisions. I said a decision don't have to be made. Spiritual growth. That's why I said, oh, here it go. Gracefully aging and memories. Those were at the bottom of the deck. Okay. But anyway, let me finish these lyrics. So then it goes into the chorus. Spread your wings and prepare to fly, for you have become a butterfly. Oh, fire, abandon me into this. I don't know. Did she really say abandon me? I would have said abundantly. But anyways. If you should return to me, we truly were meant to be, so spread your wings and fly, butterfly. So then she says, I have learned that beauty has to flourish in the light. Wild horses run unbridled, or their spirit dies. See, because you can't be kept pinned up. You are this warrior, you are meant to fly, and spread your wings. So You have given me the courage to be all that I can, and I truly feel your heart will lead you back to me when you're ready to land. Wow, this may be for a twin flame dynamic for real, for real. Yeah, because it generally is kind of like that. I don't like to use that term, but it is what it is. It's kind of like that runner chaser dynamic. You know what I mean? Like the whole point, and it can be a challenging relationship or dynamic or in energy to deal with for real. But like the whole point of it is for the spiritual growth of the both of you. But like you both have to be ready and on the same level, basically like equally yoked and mature and on a level of understanding. But typically what happens is one is ready and the other is not, which is why you get that runner chaser aspect of it. When one is ready, the other one generally is not, so they run. You know what I'm saying? They out of fear or whatever, as we're gonna get into the doubt or whatever that was, right? Wherever we talked about the fear. No, denial, next quarter. Right? So like that's that's what it is. But like the thing about it is so that it doesn't become anything toxic, you have to, and I get into that, I don't know when, but in which month, you have to learn the art of detachment so that it doesn't become codependent and toxic and all this, that, and the other, right? And that may be a lesson for somebody. So that's what I feel like is really going on. That's why I say, oh, that is so, like, that's beautiful. Because if you really understand that and kind of remove the ego and the carnal mind, it is a beautiful thing. And you know that no matter how strong you feel and how much love you have for this person, they are not meant to be kept. You understand? You gotta let it go, and that's the thing. Anything that is meant for you, it will come, it will return. And perfectly, you want it in a new and different and improved form because you should be steadily evolving and growing, right? That's really what it is. So then it goes into the chorus, and then she says, I can't pretend these tears aren't overflowing steadily. I can't prevent this hurt from almost overtaking me, but I will stand and say goodbye, for you'll never be mine. Wow. Until you know the way it feels to fly. That's what I'm saying. You got to let it go. You got to let it transform, change, grow, and then see what it is. And because when sometimes you even realize, whether it's a twin flame dynamic or not, as you elevate and grow, you get to a point where, yeah, you may have once wanted and truly desired that thing, but then you get to a space where if they aren't developing or even growing or evolving, you be like, sometimes even side eye, like, what did I ever see in you in the first place? But you got to understand too, like I said, from the very beginning, you can't snub your nose up to it. Even if you have made it out of that, you were once there. There was something in that person that was in you that even attracted you to them in the first place. And because people, I tell you all the time, people are only a reflection in a mirror for you to see what part of you that you need to, work with, love on, heal, whatever, what have you, and what parts you need to let go and move on from that you have evolved from. Okay? So then it goes into the chorus and essentially outros basically as that beautiful song. I'm always channeling, I channel that a lot, often, I shouldn't say always, but I do, I channel that quite often. All right. Okay, so moving on into, I guess, the current bottom of the deck for this clarification. We had the Ten of Cups, Indian paintbrush. I said someone may be of native or indigenous descent and or may be an artist or creator in whatever way. And or may be, in whatever way. Sorry, hold on, wait a minute. Maybe that's my stomach. Let me start it. So someone may be of native or indigenous descent and or may be an artist or creator in whatever way. Someone wanted or wants happy life or family or home front. And then the Ten of Wands, fire pink, is under that. And this is sage or fire sign energy heavy. Something or someone very burdensome, and needs to end or complete a toxic cycle before getting the Ten of Cups. Maybe thoughts or feelings on how to obtain. What did I want? On how to obtain. Oh, Ten of Cups was or is toxic. I'm getting attachment or codependency or negative or low vibrational thinking or beliefs, which self-sabotage the relationship. Someone was too fiery and popped off and may have been wishy-washy. 1 minute lovey-dovey, the next angry. Underneath that, the Knave of Wands, May apple. And I said, yeah, someone was indecisive, non-committal, in and out, hot, cold, maybe even a player from the Himalayas. Someone's name can be May or even Apple. Someone may be born in the month of May and or love apples. And my phone dings at this time, which is 12:06. Okay, so that may be important for someone. The other thing I was getting to, remember I said the runner chaser aspect of the twin flame? That's what I'm getting. And at one point, that's why that non-committal, like the uncertainty, just indecisive. Like one minute they want this, the next they don't, and then they gone. You know what I'm saying? One day with you, baby, and then you're gone. And my stomach is acting. They talking, honey. So yeah. So then the Joker, the large world begonias comes underneath that, and I also see. So I generally stop at like the fourth under, but I also see the Ten of Swords, Cypress Vine, which is invasive underneath or behind the Joker. And as it says, quote, invasive, end quote, someone had or has intrusive thoughts that are damaging and spoke ill over this dynamic, causing its downfall. So someone brought the stress, worry, anxiety on themselves by their low vibrational mindset and talk. Okay? And if that's you, the lesson, of course, for the spiritual growth is to remove yourself and heal that, right? As humor is at the bottom of the deck of your overarching energy for the year. Look, and that's my right shoulder. You gotta laugh, find the joy, find the silver lining. Okay. All right, y'all. So moving along into February, we have the beautiful memories and then motivation. And y'all, when these first came out, motivation was trying to flip in reverse. To be honest, for real. Let's see, what did I write for that? My stomach, they are talking. Yeah, I said motivation wanted to fall in reverse. In the current vibes, when these came out, were grief work, self-care, keep the faith, and volunteer. And what did I say from the beginning? Somebody may have truly been losing faith or not trusting, whether in themselves, in this relationship dynamic, if that's what it is for you, or whatever this is, okay? And with the self-care, the grief work, and then self-care, that's basically what you need to do, is to mourn the loss, is what I heard, especially if it's, if you had to leave, whatever this is, and move on. And this could just be very well talking about like the relationship dynamics with self, because even, I'm telling you, going back to January with the 2-9, that's that solo dolo, like that Virgo even energy, or just self, right? It may not even really have to do with anybody else. And that's what you realize, and I hope, coming to understand, like, this is lessons, life lessons for you, and how you can grow and move on. But anyway, with the motivation falling in reverse, and look at these, both are monarchs, aren't they? Wow. I didn't leave it in reverse, but it, the way it flipped out in my lap, it ended up landing in reverse when I picked it up. But regardless, it still has, I read the energy as I see it, feel it, hear it, so it really doesn't matter which way it's pointing, which way the card really is pointing. But what I was getting, even with the vibes and all of that, is you may need to volunteer your time, and as we're going to even move into March, in doing something that's got to help you get to a lighter, brighter place as the sun just comes back out and shines and brightens it up. Because it was a little dim and green out there, for real, until just now. So the clarifiers for February, are the Six of Cups, are hearts, which is American Mysteria, and the Five of Pentacles, or diamonds, which is the Adamasco Lily. Oh, something is stuck. That is confirmation, honey. Something is getting in the way of my throat chakra a little bit. It's like a burp is trying to come out, but it's like something is stuck, maybe keeping somebody from saying something. Wow, that's crazy. So I said, someone's name may be Lily. Someone is or was definitely reminiscing over shoulda, coulda, wouldas, and how they may have rejected this, or could have been rejected, with motivation trying to fall in reverse. I feel like someone has or is losing all mojo and hope of coming forward, like I said, and even communicating, but coming forward, you returning or whatever. So they losing hope in that, in either coming forward, you returning, or whatever, maybe. With trust being the overall energy, they've nearly given up trust in whoever or whatever this is or may be, they're basically not giving to this situation any longer, especially with that Five of Pentacles, right? So the current bond, Ten of Wands, again, right? Fire pink. I said, yeah, because it was just too much. Someone may have gotten burdened. I just said burdened, but what I wrote is burned. Definitely burdened with the Ten of Wands. That is the energy of it, right? But someone may have gotten burned behind this and are trying to move past it and close this chapter to move into bigger and better. Then the Knave of Wands, which is Mayapple again, right? Someone thought the grass was greener on the other side to find out and or come to the realization with the Joker again. Wait, I thought we had it already. Yeah, we did. Large world begonia. And then the Eight of Wands, Virginia salt marshmallow. Underneath that, the Joker or Fool. Okay, so hold on. Let me, because that kind of sounds a little bit, it is a little bit of a run on. But so the Joker and Eight of Wands, because remember, I generally stop 4 deep, right? And that would have been, what is that? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, the Eight of Wands is my 4th one deep. Virginia salt marshmallow. Mind you, somebody named me be Virginia. Somebody may be from Virginia. Okay. But so the Eight of Wands is underneath the Joker or the Fool. And in parentheses, I heard, quote, bimbo or, quote, idiot. Okay, so basically it's going back to, let me just try to read it all the way through without my inserts. Someone thought the grass was greener on the other side to find out and or come to the realization with the Joker or Fool. And that's when I heard bimbo or idiot, right? That they ran to was full of shit and all talk. This person ended up playing them like a fool or fiddle is what I heard, okay? And essentially they got the karma they deserved, but really wasn't ready for it, going back to the Five of Pentacles, right? Also, I'm getting that whatever this is or has to deal with is or was lazy, going back to the motivation nearly reversed and the Five of Pentacles together. And they didn't want to put in, put out, nor expend any energy to or into the situation. I'm getting energy vampire, a moocher, or even narcissist vibes. All right. Jesus. And which is why you left. And then I'm hearing motivation. Kelly Rowland. And who was that? Lil Wayne? That's what I'm hearing now. So moving on into March to wrap this quarter up. We have hobbies. Okay. And the current vibe or healthcare change, body changes, adult children, seeking and finding. And it's going back to, that's why I said when I said about the volunteer, back in February, that may be the decision that needs to be made is, again, how are you going to get yourself out of whatever funk you may be in, or what, even moving into like what hobby are you wanting to pursue or maybe pick up or try even moving, right? Because I told y'all somebody about moving into something newfound passion or whatever. But I feel like this will even help you along the way, right? To get out of whatever funk or even energy you may have been in where you had to leave that wasn't serving you any longer. So I said, for whatever reason, I'm getting an energy of pregnancy, even Empress energy. In parentheses, I have as the sun comes out and it gets brighter outside. That's when I wrote that. Yeah. So that's enlightenment for somebody as well, okay? Number 3 is coming through for that Empress energy. So in clarifying the hobbies, we get the Two of Wands, Eastern Prickly Pear, and the Four of Pentacles, Spider Ward. Someone may be from the east side of the town or neighborhood, east of the state, or country, or continent, and I'm even hearing southeast. A decision is going to need to be made at some point in regards to what you want to do to protect your energy, bring you peace, again, going back to even what the book said, and balance underneath the overall overarching soul's journey. So to protect your energy, bring you peace, heal your heart, and balance you holistically. In the current bond, Six of Wands, which is purple passion flower, immediately, and all I get even from this is victory or success. And didn't they tell you that in the book, right? It's guaranteed. But then comes the Seven of Swords, Yellow Fringe Orchid, the Ten of Pentacles, Columbine, Ace of Swords, Crimson Clover, which is non-native. And then I also see the Eight of Swords, Spotted Bee Balm underneath the Ace of Swords. So this was interesting when it came out. Okay, what in the world is going on? But this is what I channeled and what I got. Someone's meant to be in the spotlight or limelight in regards to whatever you do for or as a hobby. This is stressing someone else out because they can't figure out how you get into the bag and are so prosperous. Remember, we're talking even about that Jupiterian abundance energy, right? So they may have even talked down on or lied about your gifts, skills, abilities, and could have tried to mentally manipulate you into believing a false narrative. I also see this as you can be the one doubting your own gifts, skills, or abilities or talents, and are or have been in the energy of self-sabotage, self-doubt, and not trusting yourself nor the guidance or your inner voice on which way to go or what to focus your attention on that is or will truly be successful and bring prosperity or abundance. And I said, or if nothing else, expand you spiritually, going back to the spiritual growth. Okay, I couldn't read that for a second. So yeah. And once I was done with this, it was 12:34 on the clock. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And what I got from that, I have quote, move in orderly fashion or in divine order. And then I heard order my steps. Okay. Y'all, I know that's a lot. As I look up, it's 20:05 on the clock. I know that's a lot. And like I said, I know I'm going to have to break it down into probably quarterly since it just went how it went. But it takes time. Just be patient with me. But just stay tuned for the even in-depth monthlies per element, okay? And we're going to dive a little bit deeper in how it may affect you based off if you may be in the, whether heavy earth, air, fire, water, energies, or all of the above. You know what I'm saying? Because it may show up a little bit differently. It may have to deal with something slightly different, even though the energy is still the same. You understand what I'm saying? So, just whatever is the case for you and your timeline, right? So that's where I'm going to leave this first quarter. I pray that it resonates. If it does, you know what to do. For those of you who are new, that means comment your testimonies down below. You never know how this may help someone grow, especially including yourselves. And I hope and pray that's what you're here for. And I hope and pray to see you at any other if I say timestamp, any of the other quarters and or monthlies, okay? And ew, that's my stomach. If you made it this far, y'all, I don't even know if they had a planet Jupiter in there, but y'all can even put the sage symbol, yeah, something like that. Just put your sign, yeah, drop your sign, drop your sign you resonate with the most at this time. Whenever you hear this, see this, okay? Appreciate that. All right, now. You may want to put a butterfly. I have no idea, but yeah. Until the next one, y'all be easy. Don't forget your love and light. It truly makes everything all right. Deuces.